Hello dear students, from this class onwards, we will be discussing income from business and profession. So this is the new chapter, income from business and profession. So governed by the section 28. Okay, now we'll go step by step. Okay, first we'll try to understand the meaning of business. What is business? You may think that so the question is very silly, okay? But business under section 2, clause 13 of the Income Tax Act, business may include a trading concern will be called as a business, a trading firm is also is called as a business, a commercial okay, a firm which is involved in commercial activities will be called as business. A firm which is involved in a manufacturing of products will be called as a business. A firm which is involved in adventurous activities, in the sense a firm which is taking its clients or customers to adventure or adventurous places or to uh, explore any adventurous activities will be called as a business. So now the meaning of business is quite clear to you. Okay, so this is governed by the section 2, clause 13 of the Income Tax Act. A firm which is involved in trading activities, commercial activities, in the manufacturing activities, or in the adventurous, so will be called as uh, business. Okay, and the firms which are involved in these activities are liable to pay tax, and their assessment will be made under the section 28, under the provisions laid down under section 28. Okay, fine. Now now let us discuss the meaning of profession. Okay, so again you may think that so it's a silly question, but under section 2, clause 36 says that profession must must have include intellectual skills. Okay, intellectual skills, fine. And these intellectual skills are must be the outcome of some special training. Okay, special training and qualification. These special training and qualification are the outcome of the past training or experience. Okay, so now the meaning is clear. The profession means, so any occupation which is to be called as profession, the individual must show some intellectual skills or the manual skills. Okay, manual skills, and these manual or intellectual skills are the outcome of some special training or the qualification. Again, these training and qualification are the part of training or experience. So for example, to give an example, CA, chartered accountant. To become a chartered accountant, it is not at all an easy task. Okay, if you are lucky enough, you can pass this CA examination, and you can complete CA examination in 4 years. And if you are very unfortunate in that situation, it may take a long and longer time, okay, to become a chartered accountant. And many of the individuals, they failed in this failed in achieving this course, that means to become a CA. Okay, but anyhow, if you fail also in the examinations, definitely you will get some other jobs. Okay, even though ನೀವು ಸಿ ಆಗ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಜಾಬ್ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ, ಅದು ಬೇರೆ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ. Now another example for the professionals is doctors. Okay, again, to become a doctor you have to read a lot. Okay, and moreover you must have a lot of money. Okay, you have to pay fees in lakhs. Of course, after completing the course, definitely you can earn much. Then profession also includes vocation. Okay, vocation. Under this, singers, okay, dancers, they will come under this. Okay, now you may have a question, sir, I am a bathroom singer, I sing well in the bathroom, so can uh, can I be called as a, or can I be the uh, singer professional, or I give programs during the marriage functions, or maybe in the college functions. Okay, can can I be the professional? So like that you may ask, but to clarify your doubt, okay, or to make a point here, uh, mere singing in the bathroom, or mere performing in the college functions, or in the marriage functions won't make you a professional. But what you know, so whatever you are performing, that must have a earning feature, or that must have a earning motive. Suppose if you are singing in the bathroom, you must have paid for your song. Okay, or suppose if you are dancing in the college program, ನಿಮಗೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಮ್ಯಾರೇಜ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಡ್ಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಫ್ರೀ ಆಗಿ ಡ್ಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನಲ್ ಸೇರಿಸ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಬಟ್ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಸಿಕ್ಕರೆ ಅಫ್ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ a profession. So this is about the difference between the business and profession. Business is different and profession is different. Uh, okay, now I hope you got the meaning of business as well as profession. Now let us move towards the computation of business and professional income. Computation of business and professional income. Now I'll begin with the business income. Computation of business income. And in the case of business, so usually business prepares trading account, okay, profit and loss account, and balance sheet. Of course, there will be some other subsidiary accounts, but usually the final accounts. Okay, these three are the final accounts. Here, balance sheet is a statement. It's a statement. These are all called as final accounts. Fine. Why these are called as final accounts? Because these accounts are prepared at the end of the year. Okay, they are closed at the end of the year, and because of that, these are all called as the final accounts. Fine. Now, we are not worried about this balance sheet. Balance sheet is not required. Okay, we are worried about this trading and profit and loss account. And actually, in the very rare case, we'll get a trading account. Majority of the time, we'll get profit and loss account. Always we'll get profit and loss account. Now, this profit and loss account consists of, so you know the format of profit and loss account. Okay, profit and loss account consists of two sides, debit and credit, right? Okay, so debit side, credit side. So what we usually do, we record all the expenses in the debit side. Okay, we record all the incomes in the credit side, right? And suppose if the credit side is greater than debit side, then we'll get profit. And if the debit side is greater than credit side, we get loss. Okay. You know these things, you know. Now what happens? So for the whatever profit shown in the profit and loss account, that will be treated as business income always. Okay. So this is the base business income. Okay. Base business income. We treat this profit as base business income or this loss as business loss. If it is loss, we consider it as business loss base. Okay. Basically, we consider this. But what happens usually? There are certain consequences or certain situations. This income will include the other incomes. That means there are 5 heads of income, you know, right? 5 heads of income. So income from salary, house property, business. Fourth one is capital gain, and fifth one is other sources. So here what happens, accountant of a firm or maybe assessee himself, he may record salary income. Okay, sometimes he may record income from house property here. He may record income from other sources here. Other sources, income from other sources includes interest, okay, dividend from companies like that. He may record capital gains, maybe which is arised out of selling of capital asset. Okay, so since these 4 heads of incomes are not business incomes, right? So these 4 heads of incomes are not business incomes, they are irrelevant here. But whenever they are recorded here or under the credit side of the profit and loss account, the ultimately the recording of these incomes will inflate the profit. That means profit will increase. Definitely profit will going to increase. And if we calculate business income on this basis, definitely here this assessee, he needs to pay higher taxes. Okay, so in that situation, our profit or our business income definitely will show excess income than the actual income. So it is not a right way to present or not a right way to assess the business income. So because of this reason, what we have to do is, whenever uh, the incomes of other sources or income from other heads of income other than the business income recorded in the profit and loss account, what we have to do is we have to deduct it from the profit. Okay, so I'll show you the format here itself. So what we have to do is we have to deduct it. So net profit as per profit and loss account. Profit and loss account. Some figure will be there. Here I am going to consider 1,20,000. Okay. Now from this, what we have to do, less incomes or income credited, non-business income. Okay, non-business income credited in the profit and loss account, and expenses allowed. Expenses allowed. So that we have to record here. Okay. Now I'll explain about expenses about little later. We'll concentrate on the income which are recorded in the profit and loss account. See here, So by recording this income, our profit will inflate and it is not a true profit. So because of that reason, we are deducting from 1,20,000, we have to deduct. Okay, I think one point you are clear with. Now, there are certain situations under the heading expenditures. Okay, accountant maybe by mistake or maybe assess himself by, okay, maybe by mistake, he may record certain personal expenditures, or he may skip certain expenditures which are related to business. Okay, which are related to business, and those expenditure will be given in the additional information after the profit and loss account. Okay, additional information ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ. So all the expenditures which are related to business are to be treated as allowable business expenditure, even though they are not recorded in the profit and loss account. While calculating the business income, we are supposed to consider and we have to deduct. See, that's why I have written expenses allowed. Okay, fine. The next to this, we have to add incomes allowed and expenses disallowed. I'll tell you about incomes allowed. So again, this information will be given in the additional information. Okay, there are certain incomes which are to be considered while preparing the profit and loss account, and maybe because of mistake, or maybe after the closure of the final accounts, suppose if they arise, we need to consider, because we will be having a time until the filing of returns. Okay, so whatever information with regarding to income they have given, that must be considered. If the business income is given in the additional information, that must be added back, okay, to the current business profit or the current profit. Then expenses disallowed. So what happens in the expenditure side? Sometimes the assessee or the accountant by mistake, he may record the personal expenditure in the profit and loss account. Say for example, house rent. Okay, so which is a personal expenditure. So if suppose a business was usually what uses a building on rent, in that situation rent for the building, that is allowable. But house rent specifically, it is you rent on the house property which used by the assessee for himself. Suppose if it is recorded in the profit and loss account, then it is not allowed. So what we have to do, we have to add back this expenditure. And non-business expenditure will have a reverse effect on the profit. It will decrease the profit. Okay, non-business expenditure will decrease the profit, and it is not right. So what we have to do, we have to add back that profit to the expenditure to the profit. And after doing this calculation, adding and deducting, whatever amount will get, so that will be called as business income. So this is simple. No need to worry. I'm going to show you with the practical problems. Okay, no need to worry. Now the professional income. Fine. How to compute professional income? In the case of professionals, they prepare receipts and payment account or cash account. Okay, cash account. So this is the first account. Or they prepare income and expenditure account. Now receipts and payment account is similar to cash account. So cash account or receipts and payment account, one and the same. Income and expenditure account, so it will be used instead of a profit and loss account, since Professionals are not a trading concern. Okay, so because of that reason, income and expenditure account uh, will the term income and expenditure account will be used instead of profit and loss account. Fine. Now here what we have to do is, by considering the receipts and payment account or the cash account and income and expenditure account, we have to pick professional receipts. Okay, so this is the format. Profit income from profession. Now first what we have to do, we have to pick or we have to consider professional receipts. Under that we have to write down one by one. Okay, we have to make a total, we have to write it in the outer column, so maybe some 50,000. Then from this we have to deduct less professional payments. Okay, again we'll get a few points. Suppose let us assume here in this case 20,000. Now after deducting 20,000 professional payments from the professional receipts, whatever we will get, so that will be called as the professional income. Professional income. So this is very simple. So this is just a format. I'm going to show you the real problem. No need to worry. Now, before going for the solution or before going for the real example, now while solving the problem, you must always begin with, suppose if it is a business, computation of business income of Mr. So and so, okay, XYZ, for the assessment year 2020-21. Relevant assessment year you must write. Then, okay, there is no fixed format for this. Okay, solution, you can draw as much as lines you want. Okay, so it is left to you, but you should get a right answer. Fine. So but you must begin with the net profit as per profit and loss account. This is in the case of business, and in the case of profession, here name changes, computation of professional income. Okay, it will become a profession, it will be called as a professional income. And to begin with here, professional receipts, then minus professional or less professional payments. So like this you have to work out. Okay, so this is about the format and all. Now we'll see the problem. Fine. Now I'm not going to solve this problem now here. Okay, I'm going to just explain things. So there is no solution, just I'm explaining. Okay, just have a glance over it. From the following profit and loss account of a business, see here problem will be like this. So this is the profit and loss account of a business for the year ended 31st March 2020. Ascertain the taxable profit from business and gross total income of for the assessment year 2021. Okay, now here my intention is to show you how to identify the income from other sources. Okay, how to identify the expenditures which are not related to business. Okay, fine. So I'm going to explain, no need to worry, and from the next class onwards we'll solve the problem. Now you concentrate over the credit side. Gross profit is there, fine. Capital gain on sale of residential house, see here, by they have credited the capital gain received by transferring the residential house. Already they have computed capital gain. The gain is 25,000, and the net profit here it is showing that 2,39,020. and this is not a true business profit because this 2,39,000 is inclusive of this 25,000 capital gain, and which is to be treated separately under the heading capital gain, right? So from 2,39,020 we have to deduct. So while computing the business income, we have to deduct the capital gain. So this has to be deducted. Then another income is there. See there, interest from government securities 4,500. So this is not a business income. It is the income from other source. This must be deducted from the net profit. Okay, 4,500 ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಅಲ್ಲಿ income ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಬರ್ತದೆ. It is not a business income. So we have to deduct 4,500. Then next, dividend. Again, this is the income business in this is not a business income. It is income from other source, so it has to be deducted. Then interest from post office savings bank, again it is an income from other source. It must be deducted from the profit, net profit. Okay, then you concentrate over the debit side. Office salaries are given. So business alle salaries irodu common, so idu business ಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟದ್ದು. ಪ್ರೊಪ್ರೈಟರ್ ಸ್ಯಾಲರಿ ಇದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಪ್ರೊಪ್ರೈಟರ್ ಸ್ಯಾಲರಿ ಇದೆ, ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಡಿಷನಲ್ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ, ಬಟ್ ಯೂಶುವಲಿ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅಲೌಡ್. ಪ್ರೊಪ್ರೈಟರ್ ಸ್ಯಾಲರಿ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅಲೌಡ್, ಬಟ್ ಅಡಿಷನಲ್ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು. ದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಆನ್ ಪ್ರೊಪ್ರೈಟರ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್. ಅಗೇನ್ ಸೊ ಇದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಅದನ್ನ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಜನರಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅಲೌಡ್. ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಾಗ ಜನರಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಇದ್ದೇ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅಲೌಯಬಲ್ business as a expenditure. Then bad debts ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಯಾರಿಂದನೋ ಹಣ ಬರ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಅದು ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಸೊ ಅವಾಗ ಬ್ಯಾಡ್ ಡೆಪ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಅಡ್ವರ್ಟೈಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಸೊ ನೇಚರ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಡ್ವರ್ಟೈಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ನೋಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಂಡಿಚರ್, ಅಡ್ವರ್ಟೈಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಂಡಿಚರ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ, ಅವಾಗ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಂಡಿಚರ್ ನ ಮೇಲೆ ಡಿಪ್ರಿಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡುವಂತದ್ದು. ಬಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಂಡಿಚರ್ ಏನಂತ ಕೊಡ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅಲೋಯಬಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಂಡಿಚರ್. Fire insurance premium allowable in the course of business. Definitely you need to take insurance. Depreciation, yes, of course it is there. Okay, it is allowable. Reserve for future losses. So reserve for future losses is not allowed. Okay, because there is not actually a loss. Any reserve for that matter, reserve for depreciation, reserve for future loss, it is not allowed. It is not at all business expenditure. You are setting aside a portion of profit out of the profit. Okay, and it is not a expenditure, real expenditure, so we have to add back. Then income tax on last assessment, it is not a business expenditure. So ನಿಮಗೆ ಈಗ ಡೌಟ್ ಬರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಕಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. See here, this is the business tax. So we are this is the income tax. So, and the profit and loss account is given of ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್. ಸೊ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಕಟ್ಟಬೇಕು. GST ಇದ್ರೆ, ಸೇಲ್ಸ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ರೆ, ಓಕೆ, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅಲೋಯಬಲ್ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಂಡಿಚರ್. ಬಟ್ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ and it is not a business tax, so it is not allowable. We have to add back. Advance income tax paid, not allowed. We have to add back. Donation to Mysore University, it is not at all a business expenditure. We have to add back. Of course, under section 80G you can claim deduction that you are going to study in the final year, not now. Okay, but for the time being, donation to Mysore University, it is not at all a business expenditure. We have to add back to the net profit. Then legal charges for defending suit for alleged breach of a trading contract, it is not allowed. We have to add back. Okay, then motor car expenses. ಈ motor car expense ಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಾಗ ಅಡಿಷನಲ್ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರ. ಮೋಟರ್ ಕಾರ್ ಅನ್ನ ಪರ್ಸನಲ್ ಯೂಸ್ಗೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾರ ಅಥವಾ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ಗೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾರ ನೋಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಪರ್ಸನಲ್ ಯೂಸಿಗೂ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಯೂಸಿಗೂ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ 50-50 ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ 50% ಅನ್ನ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು, ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಂಡಿಚರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಬಿಡ್ಬೇಕು. ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ 50% we have to add back. Suppose if the car was used 100% for the personal purpose, then it is disallowed. We have to add back to the profit. So this is about the simple explanation about the computation of business income. Very simple is that you are going to get in the upcoming sessions. No need to worry. The next, this is the sample of professional income. Okay, ಇಲ್ಲಿ Dr. Satya Prakash is the medical practitioner, right? So this is the example. of professional income. And here they have given reception payment account. That means they have given the cash account. Okay. Now, assessment year 2021 is a previous year 1920. So other income anna tagolbeku. Professional, we have to pick professional receipts. Okay. See here, being a doctor, he will be having a consultation fees. Under this, they have given a information of 3 years, right? Now we are concerned with the current previous year, that is 1920. We have to pick 30,000, so which is of 1920. Then being a doctor, definitely will be having a visiting fees 4,25,000. So this is a second professional receipt. Then loan from SBI, definitely it is not a income. Okay, he might have taken loan maybe for constructing his own clinic, or maybe for expansion of his clinic. So it is not a professional receipt. Okay, visiting fees and consultation fees, these two are professional receipts. Then gifts and presents, definitely it is a professional receipts. So maybe he might have done an operation on some patient and it was a grand success, maybe. Okay, or it was a success and maybe patient may be happy. Okay, and he would have given, he might have given gift and presents. Okay, so it is also a professional receipt. Then honorarium from private hospital, income. Then dividend from foreign company, it is not an income. Interest on post office SBI account, it is not a professional income. Sale of medicine, professional income. Okay, rent received, not a professional income. Receipt from LIC policy matured, not a professional income. Personal expenses they have given. Okay, maybe a personal income, maybe. So okay, so maybe a typing error here. So it is not at all income. Then payment they have given, rent of clinic, we have to consider the previous year's rent. Okay. Then electricity and water deductible. Purchase of professional books, somewhat it is capital expenditure, only depreciation allowed on purchase of professional books. Then car purchased on 1/1/2018 they have given. Now we have to see whether the car is used fully for the personal purpose or fully for the professional purpose. If it is fully used for professional purpose, in that situation we have to charge depreciation fully. If it is used 50-50, that means 50% for personal and 50% for professional purpose, in that situation we have to consider 50% for professional purpose. Then expense of the car, again, if it is used for both personal as well as professional, 50-50 we have to take. If it is 100% used for profession, 100% we have to take. If it is 100% used for personal, then we have to ignore. Then collection charges on dividend, it is not deductible, not a professional expenditure. Salary to staff, it is deductible, professional expenditure. Life insurance premium paid, not deductible, it is not a professional expenditure. Municipal tax on let out house, so it is not a professional expenditure, not deductible. Interest on bank loan, so the purpose of loan that we have to take, we have to consider. See, loan from SBI is there, purpose we have to consider. We are going to, I'm going to explain about this point in the upcoming classes with the full-fledged problem. Okay, no need to worry. Then interest on bank loan over. Then purchase of medicine, professional expenditure. Purchase of surgical equipment, it's a capital expenditure, only depreciation is allowed. Okay, in the upcoming sessions I'm going to explain you in detail, no need to worry. So this is a sample how we have to pick and how we have to identify the professional receipts and professional payments. Okay, so this is about the today's session. We'll see you in the next upcoming session with the solution of the problem. Thank you.